Hey YouTube, it's Leah Lauder, your favorite mega church cult survivor, and I'm live. This is not an aesthetic, even though, that's why I love God, because even though I'm literally, I am, the reason I got all my glasses is because if you lot saw my eyes are very weak. I'm very weak. I'm in a state of chronic fatigue today. As you know, I'm a mega church cult survivor, so I suffer from chronic kidney disease, and I also suffer from Addison. So right now, I have aches all over my body, from my neck all the way down to like my feet right now. But this is the thing, like people who live like with chronic illnesses and get chronic fatigue and chronic pain, we live with it every day. So it's like it has to be really bad for me to go to A&E. Like I have to feel like I'm unaliving to go to A&E. All right, that's not the focus, but I'm just explaining why I'm lying down, because I can't, guys, I can't even sit up. I can't. And more time, I'll just stay. I won't come online. But I wonder if YouTube's just been getting like thinging my videos from going out because of the music in the background. So I'm just gonna turn it off. Unless I can find. All right, guys. So what I want to talk about today, I was gonna start off. Would you guys let me ask you what you'd prefer? Because we do have freedom of choice. We're not in a cult now. So I can do both, but what do you want me to start off with? Because I asked ChatGPT, if they can do me up like sessions for unmasking the narcissistic pastor, control, indoctrination, and recovery. I have been going over narcissism quite a lot. I've got the recordings on my Instagram and YouTube, Leah Lauder 777. Or we can do first, or we could do breaking free from narcissistic abuse. So what would you lot prefer, one or two? Because could you just put one or two in the chat? Do you want me to say it again? All right, so breaking free from narcissistic abuse. It's all like, like interrelated, but this one's more like reclaiming your power. And then look at you lot, I'm giving you lot menus, Don't say that I don't treat you lot right, What are you telling me? Do you get me? This is like you lot, I'm giving you lot gourmet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we're doing up Michelin star. Are you mad? But I don't know how I've taken these screenshots. Yeah. Where's the narcissism one? Oh, this is the one. Unmasking the narcissist. Oh, I didn't do all of it. Oh, you lot. All right, let me just do it up then. If I see it come up, I'll change it up. All right. So we've gone through quite a lot as to what is narcissism. But I'm going to talk about some of the traits that are relevant in, pastors. So I'm going to make it more relevant. If you want to know what narcissism is, breaking it all down. As I said, I've got my 2 videos. I think I've done about 2 series of this. I think I've got about 3 or 4 on Instagram. So go and check them out. So the traits that we're looking for, because as you know, narcissists, they have grandiose ideologies of themselves. They have big egos. They need supply. They need validation. Queen Innes in the cup. They need validation. They need to feel loved. They need to feel wanted. They need to feel worshipped. Hey, Mr. 40. They need to feel worshipped. So, a role like the monk, like the leader of these institutions, is absolutely perfect, because they get to be, what actually happens is it's actually the members that give the narcissist their power, because when you strip it all back, they've just faced a life of rejection, not feeling good enough. It's deep rooted insecurity, where they go into like a fanatical state, and they create like it's a false version of self. So that's also why they like these mog positions. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they're trusted positions. Like, when you see a man of the collar, a man of the cloth, like you immediately like give them respect, what's the word? Reverence. That's why I had to show people the truth. They can't be as respected as they are. If they're a real mog, they'll be respected by the people within their community and their church, because they should have been doing that work. They should have established relationships with the community. They should have been doing outreach in the community. They should know the community that they've been in for 20 years, 30 years, 10 years. There's no way that you can turn around with a bit of common sense. Thanks for liking up the live, guys, and tell me that what I've done has impacted. Because me as a youth and community worker with my collective, There's no way you're going to be coming and doing something up, because we have built real relationships. This movement that we've started, this collective, this has been built on a solid foundation. I speak to survivors on the phone. Oh, hey, Mr. 40, oh, he's gone. I speak to survivors on the phone. I meet up with survivors. This is my life. This isn't a game. Hey, Mr. 40, this is my life chair. I'm in my bed right now because I live with chronic diseases. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't move. On a day like this, I would literally have to take like a tablet just to be able to go and pick up my kids from school. Just to be able to go and get my girls from school. People don't understand how hard this is for me. And I won't let them win. I won't let my kids come back to a house filthy, with things everywhere, with their clothes not washed, with their things not clean. I push myself to make sure my kids are good. But I'll tell you something. Thanks, Queen Inez. And that's why I don't talk about my marriage, bro. Because my ex-husband is very hands-on with my children. And if I didn't get that support from him, I don't know if I'd be able to do it at the moment, because I get so weak. Like, my bones and everything. Thank God I'm pretty. And that's what I have to tell myself. It's just so horrible. And I'm young and I'm lit and I want to go outside and I want to enjoy my life. And I've got the CIC set up. All I have to do is apply for funding. That's it. And it's just like, it just gets a lot sometimes, guys. You know, it gets a lot, because it's like I'm fighting through. And I don't want to, like, I hope I'm not upsetting anyone, guys. Because let me know if I am, because I could, like, take a break and come back. It's not my intention to trigger or upset anyone in any kind of way. But I just, at times like these, I'm just lost for words. I'm just lost for words. Because, you know, I gave my life to this. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything. And it's like, when you're young, you just give them like everything, and then it just affects you, affects your body. Like, I can't even have any more kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've just, like, it would be too risky. Oh, Mr. 40 said, don't get upset. Thanks, babe. I'm just, do you know what it is? It's just, you know, when I'm like laying here, it's like, it's not by choice. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I gave all of that. I gave all of that. For what? To be high grade supply for a narcissistic man that's cloaked in religious fake righteousness. Anyway, let's get into it, because you know what? Survival of the fittest, only the strong survive. I'm living this till the day that I unalive. Survival of the fittest, only the strong survive. They don't know my generation, bro. They don't know my generation, bro. Like, seriously, like, babes, like, I'll lay here and I'll say what I need to say and I'll do what I need to do. Like, you know, half of these people, like, from these spaces that are coming on and having so much chat, it's like, oh, do you know what? Do you know why I'm not gonna get my live locked off for you? Because SPAC is cheap. You're bottom of the barrel. Yeah, you can mute him and block him. You know, I'm not doing that. Do you know what I mean? Because when I saw CK in real life, CK was listen, yeah, for all, if there's any SPAC man them on there, yeah. When I saw CK and I saw the other one, what's his name? Kevin, the one that was cussing the gal them on the WhatsApp group. Is it Kevin? The one, because Pastor Toby can't be your pastor because he's not allowed to be. You know them ones, because he's looking to get deported, and there's about 10 people because the charity commission shut down SPAC. They can't work in the charity for another 10 years. Does that include Pastor Nikki? So Pastor Toby can't be on anything officially. That's why they had to say homecoming service, because he got cured from a terminal illness apparently, but we have no receipts for it. We've got nothing to show. Also, but you know why I didn't speak on that? Because my granddad unalived from cancer. So I would hate to think that someone would fabricate something like that, because that's just bottom of the barrel. But you can't put it past them. Do you know what I'm saying? At the same token. But anyway, what I do want to say to you is, when CK saw me in real life and the other pastor, and I've seen what the SPAC gal them are going in with. Do you know what I'm saying? You were stunned and perplexed by my beauty, babe. So let's not go there. Let's not do that up about do I still exist. I'm more you don't talk about me all the time in your cult. What are you talking about? Everyone's talking about me in the mega church world. What did you think I think about you? Like, I don't think I just make the content when the survivors come forward, babe. No, it's all right. Anyway, I needed that little wake up. All right, let's get into the topic about do I exist. You're on my live, coming on my... I've popped up on your FYP. You've come into my live and you're asking me, do I exist? And you lot don't think that these people have spiritual psychosis. They have spiritual psychosis because what? Because how are you gonna come on air here and ask me if I exist when I've popped up on your FYP? You've entered the chat, babe. You're sitting here watching me, not the other way around. You know them ones, and then you're asking me, do I still exist? Oh my gosh. All right, so we're looking at our masking narcissism, our masking the narcissistic PASTOR, the MOG, control, indoctrination, and recovery. So the traits that are relevant to these MOGs, yeah, is the charisma. Remember when we look at the cult characteristics, a charismatic cult leader is number one at the list. I'm going to use the American president as an example for this, yeah. So do you remember this post went viral of a beautiful Kenyan woman that came to do up the press? Now, he said that the woman was beautiful. That was undeniably obvious. She was an absolutely stunning woman. We can all agree that woman was like, she looked like she wasn't real. Stunning. But Kenyan women, Ugandan women, Zimbabwe, South Africa, I mean, chef's kiss. So anyway, it was factual what he said, but it's manipulation, because he doesn't want to get asked the difficult questions. I said, woo, charismatic leader. That's the charisma. That's the thing about that man. That's the charisma. Like when he's saying F off and he said it's all deflection. That's all part of their personality. Because all we were talking about is that he said that word as a president. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of psychology, y'all. And that's what makes them able to like survive in like plain sight, because they wear this mask, the narcissism, especially in this role. Because and you see that guy, he's not smiley all the time, because my cult leader's not smiley. Smiley is not, that's not what charisma is. Do you get what I'm saying? Being smiley is not what charisma is, chair. If they are standing up there in front of thousands of people, that ninja has charisma. Yeah, Miss 40, Mr. 40, that's what I'm on. Grandiosity. So grandiose ideologies of self. Remember, it's like they bring the rest of the congregation into this psychic bubble that they create. Okay, because not psychic, sorry, psychotic, because they're in psychosis. So they bring the rest of the people into it because they're believing in the grandiose ideology of that he's brought them into his reality. He's manipulated the energy to bring them into his reality. None of it's true. It's all an illusion. Do you know what? If I could actually describe them, I would say that they're actually illusionists more than anything. Like dark magicians. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's the vibe that they give. And these, like, especially the prophets, they operate more in those kind of dark practices like illusion. They're like magicians. They're sorcerers. Do you understand? They operate in those powers. And that's the reason why they demonize like spirituality and all that kind of like spiritual thought, because it exposes them. It exposes the dark practices that they're using. So they demonize and they project what they are. Warlocks, yeah, warlocks. And you know what? There was a guy who was like a pastor for like 20 years. He's really good. I needed to share the video because when I heard him say, he said, if you go to a church and it's just all women, he's like, run. And do you know what? That's the point that I wanted to stitch with, because I had a really small, tight knit cult, yeah. And it was like one man, and he was like surrounded by all these women and sleeping with all the women in the church cult. And the thing is, that's like a warlock of a coven, because the women in there are very, very, you know what? And the American leader is a lapdog to them boys. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And they cover it with a lot of mystical manipulation and transcendent belief systems through the RADICAL, very extreme ideologies that they have around that particular religious thought. Yeah. Because, guys, how they used to be able to get me was when I used to mention it. That's what I clocked. Lack of empathy. So narcissists have lack of empathy, but you know, we're talking about in relation to the mob. So what you actually realize is the way that these mobs like rebuke people, strip people of titles, because you have to understand, when I say strip people of titles, that will go over your head, but you need to remember that your whole life revolves in this setting. There is no life. Sorry, YouTube, I'm kind of a bit. There is no life outside of the setting. So all of your friends, you basically what happens is they strip you of all identity that you had prior. They put this new identity on you, which is like this cloak of like being born again. It's almost like a person. It's almost like a personality cult, because it's like that. I don't know what spirit this born again. I don't know what it is, but it's been a lot of corrupt, false, you know, like wolves dressed in sheep's clothing. There's been an infiltration. There's been an infiltration of like a very seductive spirit, but not in the form that, because remember they lie a lot, so it's not even in the women, it's mainly in the men. Because when a man's wounded feminine is all over the place, especially when he's got a lot of issues, like, you know, trauma, like with the mother or women growing up, it can be projected in a lot of misogyny and a lot of, do you know what I mean? And then they want the women to internalize misogyny so they can be slaves and have no critical thinking or free thought. That cuts a woman off from her intuition when she internalizes misogyny. BTW. Just think about it. The word itself, sorcerer, from the source, or a source. Oh, Mr. 40's deep boy. He comes on and drops it. Give me a little bit more with that, please, Mr. 40. So manipulation, I think I've described that. Entitlement. Welcome, YouTube. And entitlement's really, really important, because remember I spoke about them having these fanatical ideas where narcissists have this ideology and this mindset that like when they wake up that there's going to be a stroke of good luck, something lucky is going to happen today. But the thing is, when you translate that into the CC, these religious institutions, they do have that, like, you know, the miracles. We walk by faith, not by sight. It's the same thing. A lot of these, especially like the mogs that, you know, move in the spirit, you know, the ones I'm talking about, they have never worked a day in their life. Like a lot of those, do you know what I mean? Like the prophets, never had a job, doesn't have much qualification, because and I find that the most narcissistic ones operate in that, and also the APOSTLE, and they're very ABUSE as well, because they use a lot of doctrines of Paul, because you know there was a lot of rebuke to the Corinthians, you know, so forth. So you'll hear them say rhetoric in the comment, like someone called Paul this, that, and the third. Do you know what I mean? And that's where they validate a lot of the aggression. Like Paul was bold, Paul did this. And then who's the one that thinged off the air? We know when they tried to arrest Jesus and he thinged off the air. That's how I used to justify back in my pastor. Do you see the RADICAL? There's no one more RADICAL than me, babe, that was in this. You see, when it comes to this mega church, listen, it's not the people you know, that are the ones with the power in these settings. It's not the ones that you see on those stages doing up mystical minute. It's not those ones. It's the mother praying somewhere in a prayer closet for 30 years. Don't ever get it twisted, man. God's no respecter of persons. Let me tell you that. God judges the heart. Man judges the outward, what they see, the spectacular show, the numbers, the targets. That's why they want it. because it validates them, it opens the door. It's all about networking. It brings them into the higher echelons, the elitism of the mega church. Yes, Peter. Who's requesting? Respect. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. You've popped onto my live and you've requested. What could you possibly have to offer the live? Who's me? Who's me? No, you ain't coming on. All right. So let's go through the other one. So can someone do what they need to do? Is Miss CHM? Are you what cult? Oh, guys, I swear to God. Do you know what? I'm just gonna go with my gut. Miss CHM, take it up, sort it out, please. Understand what I'm saying? Have I got mods on TikTok? Who's the mods, please? Thank you, baby. All right. So, guys, do you know what? I'm going to do the covert and overt. Oh, do you know why I have to do this? Yeah. All right. Let's go into it because it says here, let's explain covert versus overt narcissism because some may seem humble or even servant-hearted. But do you know what? I don't even need to go into it. Hey, Queen. I don't even need to go into it because that gives us all the information we need to know in terms of how we're going to relate it to our experience. There is a fake cloak of humility that they put on in these settings. That's why you see them washing the feet. In reality, even if Christ was washing the feet, it didn't mean that you're supposed to go around washing the feet. Thanks, Dinner. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to go around washing the feet. A lot of the time, Jesus spoke through a lens of spiritual eyes and a spiritual heart. He spoke in parables to conceal the knowledge from the wicked hearts. He spoke in parables so that the eye may not see. Queen Lucia, can you do you know that scripture, babe? About he spoke in parables so that you have eyes, you will not see, you have ears, you will not be able to hear, you won't be able to comprehend. That's why they don't understand. Do you get what I'm saying? So even if Jesus was washing the feet, there's a deeper meaning to that, which I'm not going to reveal. That like everyone has to go within because do you know what? I want them to just keep teaching. Once I get done, what I'm waiting on to get done, once that is completed, then I'm going to start going into like the hidden mysteries and teachings around Jesus Christ. But for now, I need to do a lot more reading. I need to do a lot more. Can you imagine? I spent 18 years in a cult. I've come out, deconstructed, deprogrammed. I've got a first-class youth and community work degree, a master's in social work with a distinction. I did that whilst being in the cult and being in the pandemic. And I've got over 20 years of experience in the field. Now I've deconstructed Christianity and I'm saying I want to look at the hidden, forbidden texts of the secret works and writings of Jesus. So now I'm saying I need time to learn. But then you've got people who come and become born again on Sunday and then they're out street preaching and evangelizing on the Tuesday. Do you see why now we're saying y'all are in spiritual psychosis? Right, Matthew 13:3. Y'all make me feel powerful. You know, you trolls. You know, since I've been dipping back in my word, because I know there's a certain truth and a certain way that I see the holy book and the sacred texts and even that having the mindset that you have towards the book. Because if someone teaches you about this book in a certain way, they've already like contaminated your mind to see it through a certain lens. Your psychosocial views frame the way that you see the world, you see. So just being able to just kind of cleanse myself and empty myself of all of the, you know, just human fecal matter, all of the false doctrine. And I had to unlearn that. And then I had to go through a healing journey where it's like, I'm still working through my anger of just wanting to throw it all away. And that's when people can kind of, anyway, let me not go into that. But of just wanting to throw it all away. But because I didn't let the hate to creep into my heart, that was just my prayer. My prayer for a long time was, oh Lord, don't let me hate them. Oh God, don't let me hate them. Because the way I've been taught throughout my generations has been kindness and love. Like love is the highest frequency. So no matter what situation you're in, just try not to hate in your heart. because it will make you more ill, and it will just make your healing journey a lot longer, and you might church cult hop as well. Anyway, let's look at Matthew 13:3. Then he spoke many things to them in parables, saying, no, this isn't the one. Is this the one? So, fell by the wayside and the birds came and devoured them. No, you know the one I'm talking about, babe, is the one where it says, he spoke, or maybe it's down. You know, he said, oh, wait, hold on. You know the one where he says, I speak to you parables. I speak in parables. So they have ears, so they won't hear, and they have eyes that they cannot see. That's the one I'm looking for. But maybe this was meant to be for a reason. That, you know, nothing. I don't ever see anything as like, oh, it's the wrong scripture. I always feel like there's something in this. All right, this is the parable of the sower. This is a big one. All right, I'll go to that after, girl, because there's something in this. The parable of the sower. This is what they use. Oh my God, is this the one about the parable of the talents? All right, let's read it. There's a few parables. All right. Then he spoke many things to them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some fell on stony places where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up because they had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among the thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. But others fell on a good ground and yielded crops, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears, let them hear. So what they do with this scripture is basically they manipulate you to believe that what you'll hear them describe the house of God is, like the institution, is a good soil. You're in a good land. This is a good soil. This is a good soil to sow your seed. You lot better like up the live, man. Come on, you lot, man. Look at what I'm doing up. Like up the live on TikTok. Come on, y'all. Come on, survivors. Let's like up the live. Because you know this is what they do. And then through this, they basically manipulate people and coerce people to give large amounts. This is another way that they deceive you, because they say that, like, you know, your seeds fallen on the stony, the thorny ground or whatever. 1 second, guys. Hi, darling. Hi, babe. I'm just on the TikTok live. Can I give you a call back in about an hour? Sorry, babe, because when I saw your call, I was supposed to. Will you be free? Because I really do want to do this podcast. Woo, chair. She gotta check the schedule. Look at me. I'm getting booked and busy people, chair. They want your girl to come up. What time will be good for you then? No other. All right, about 2 o'clock. Yeah. All right, darling. I'll speak to you then. All right. Bye. Sorry, guys. That was just this girl that wants me to come on her podcast. I was supposed to talk to her at 1. I completely forgot. So I've just moved it till 2. So I've got till 2 o'clock. But okay. So basically, and the parable of the talents, babe, do you know where the parable of the talents is? Because with the parable of the talents, yeah, they use the parable of the talents to basically like coerce people and manipulate people to like give all their talents to the culture. I want to do that one next, but let's go to Matthew 13:10. Yeah, this is the one I was listening. Yeah, this is where I thought it was, babe, when I went down. All right. And the disciples came and said to him, this is Matthew 13:10 I'm reading from. Why do you speak to them in parables? He answered and said to him, why do you speak to them in parables? He answered and said to them, because it has been given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. For whoever has, to him more will be given, and he will have abundance. But whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. Like, you see me, I don't have anything for them to take away from me. So this doesn't even apply to me. That's why I said a lot of these things, they apply to the people inside, because they're the ones building the empires. They're the ones with the kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones with all the money. They're the one. That's what they need to remember. And the thing is, if you go around spreading harmful like doctrine, do you get what I'm saying? That is causing people trauma because of the rhetoric, because it's not just the words that they're speaking and the words that they're writing, it's the orders that they're putting out and the pressure they're putting on people. Free spirit in the cup. Yeah. Joker pin that. It's a pyramid scheme. Man, this man, whose world is this? Mr. 40, are you on here? How can they be trying to beef me when I grew up on this? Whose world is this? Nas was spitting facts from then, you know. There was a reason why I was obsessed with Nas chair. You know, I went to his concert and fainted. Look, there's a reason. Look, everything is always orchestrated by God. Nothing. Do you remember I said to you, nothing is by coincidence. Like even that parable of the sower, someone's gonna hear it when they come across it, and it's gonna resonate with them. So I went to a Nas concert. I went to a Nas concert when I was 16. And I fainted at that Nas concert because I was absolutely obsessed with Nas. I used to carry a picture of Nas in my wallet. So when these guys have their mogs up as their profile picture, that is just so weird. You lot, there were some people, yeah, in the peak of Daguerre Mills worship, yeah. I'll never forget it. There was this girl, yeah. Oh my God. All right, let me just go for it. All right. There was this girl, yeah. She was about 1'4" when she started coming to the cult, or younger. A legal immigrant from somewhere in the Caribbean, which was very rare. Anyway, she came and she would be seen as like anointed because she was really, but guys, she was just spiritually psychotic. Like, I don't think anyone understands. Like all of us just had like a lot of mental health. Do you know what I mean? It was just there was a lot going on with the kids. And I remember going to the girl's house for the first time, like walking into her bedroom, and she had this picture framed of Daguerre Mills. Yeah, let me try, as I'm talking, let me try and find a picture. It's like the bait one, like when you type his name in. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, when I first went in the room, because I weren't even feeling the girl at first. You know what I mean? We became really good friends, like sisters later. But when I went in and I saw the picture, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was weird. But in there, remember they're doing up like the Thought Reform program. Like it's a good thing to love Prophet. It's a good thing to have a picture of Prophet. It's like it's a competition. It's like social conformity. It makes you feel like this is the picture that she had up, she had framed. And I was like, have you met him before? And she was like, no. She just had like, you know, she went and printed the picture off. Guys, you see my thing, yeah? My thing is different. Like, you see my thing? Guys, this is the picture that people used to have of Dag like framed in their house. They've never met Dag before. He's a proper guy. You see this guy, yeah? Oh my God. It's a proper cult, man. It's like the Shin Shon G. It's mad. Like my cult, yeah, I can't put it into words. That's why I've realized a lot of the times that I need to have something structural because I'm sure I've got ADHD. And also I just start getting into but the meds are helping, man. Oh my God, you never know. I might be able to get a little sneaky links in because yeah, there's a lot of bills. I don't even want a man, you know them ones. I really don't want a man. I just want to get to know someone, like just have a friendship. You know the man them love it when you're celibate as well. They really see it as like, you know what I mean? I have no intention of getting the back lane. I'm like I'm not even craving it, chat. You're gonna have to be doing the absolute most for me to just be like, yeah, like I'm gonna get into this. Like, you need to move heaven and earth and everything in between, chat. Red carpet, everything. Otherwise, I'm good where I am. All right, you know, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's get into it. Where is this? And then just basically, yeah. So she had up the picture, yeah, and it was so weird. And I didn't know what to say. I was just like, oh, okay, yeah. Like you're just like, oh, okay, yeah. It's like there's a lot of cognitive dissonance when you're in there because you know things are off, especially people who are like LGBTQ plus or, you know, like fighting their schmegquality. It's like they can get like really suppressed in these environments and feel like they have to like hide their true selves. Listen, them man there think they can access us. It's so true. Access denied. Do you know what I'm saying? All right. So this appearance that the narcissist can do where they can maybe seem humble or servant-hearted, Again, what they're doing is they're externalizing the scriptures, so they're not actually humble and they're not actually servant-hearted, because a lot of the things that they're doing to be seen. Christ didn't do things to be seen. You'll notice, like in the scriptures, he went away from the crowds. You know, he was upset when people knew he was in certain places. He liked to move low key. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because he was on a mission to do his father's will. Yes, girl, they can't afford us. Yes, girl. So when you see that, like, and do you know what I'm going to call it? Grandiose humility or grandiose servant-heartedness. So when you see things like the pastors washing feet, it's all a show. Why are you washing feet in front of someone? It just, then they're going to tell you that it's symbolic for this, that. But we don't need symbols. We need you to be doing it in real life. That's why people are running away from you and not to you. Because instead of you washing feet, you need to understand what real servanthood is about, man. Because they want to come on, oh, who are you? Babes. The survivors, this is servanthood, babe. This is servanthood, what I'm doing up right now. Speaking to the survivors, I'm not getting paid. There's no one monitoring me. There's no authority above me. There's no mob targeting. I don't have to go in a WhatsApp group and say, I've spoken to 20 survivors. Rather, what I'm trying to do is take back time for myself, so that, because before I was speaking to survivors all the time doing the lives, and I would have just got burnt out. I needed to have a balance. So you lot have got people running from you. I need help. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, thanks for the follow on Social Butterfly. I need help. I like your name. I need a team at this point. You know them ones. Don't ever get it twisted, baby. Don't ever get it twisted. So when you look at, do you know Jesus? Do you know, babes? Do you? Because the thing is, everyone's running from your environments, from your institutions, and running to me. I'm over here minding my own business. The rule that I have for this whole movement is I don't reach out to survivors. I don't reach out to people. Even if I hear through the grapevine, oh, this person's left, and I know them. There are people that I know and I knew well. I was living with them in the cult. We were like sisters. We were tight. We were this. I know they have left. I don't contact survivors. They have to contact me because they have to be ready. Some survivors church cult hop. That's why even there's certain survivors I'm cool with, but I've had to block them from my status because they're hyper religious. They're still indoctrinated, and I just don't feel like I should be putting out, you know, content that is quite exclusive. You know, if you're not, you know, you don't compliment the content. You're just watching it. Half of the time you're going to think it's from the DEVIL anyway. So I just said, oh, let me have a little cleanse, a little clear out. And I felt so much freer. I felt so much more freer because I don't feel like there's eyes on me. I don't feel like, and I feel like it's just me. It's just about me and the survivors at the moment. That's what I would say. I don't have time for anyone else. Obviously, my kids, my family. All right. I know that they're going to think the music is so loud, chair. I'm just going to have to take this out on YouTube. All right. Because if I don't have certain music playing, I cannot focus. All right. So narcissism we're going to contextualize it now and talk about the you know what building where they attend every week. Yeah. So why narcissists are drawn to leadership roles? It's because of power, adoration, and control. So this is why I said to you that the mob, I mean, guys, out of any position, the only one that I would say would match this is like a politician. That's why I say they're exactly the same as a politician, because the politicians get exactly the same. They're worshipped like gods. There's certain politicians, like you go to, like there's one in Turkey, like you go there, the guy's gone. It's been years, but they still have his flags up. Guys, I remember when I went and did them, and I'm seeing this man with the flags up, and I'm just thinking, I learned about dictators in history, and I'm thinking, I am not safe here as a you know what. Because we were somewhere deep in the country, Jer. Big, huge flags of this man. It was given, you know, that German leader. Like I just started to think about propaganda, and so when you see that kind of stuff going on, that is like narcissism, you know, the way that they're worshipped. So I would say the power, adoration, and control. The only role that I think it meets is like politician or king, like king of a nation, like, because remember, they create their own like nations, they create their own empires, they even call it kingdom, and they say things like kingdom building. Sorry guys, I'm getting weak. I'll probably take a break in a minute and come back. They say kingdom marriages, kingdom business, you know, kingdom whatever, I don't know, kingdom spouse, kingdom building. All right, the God complex. The God complex. So confusing spiritual authority with divine infallibility. So that divine, this is a wonderful word, the divine and guys, I would say, has everyone got chat GPT? Because you can just, is this where people have been deconstructing? Because you can go on a rabbit hole with that. This is, I want to come off to go and speak to my brethren. You know what I mean? It's true, you know, I feel like telling my chat GPT that I love them. I'm loving this chat GBT and AI chat. This is where I got it all from. Big up my big up my AI in the car, locked in. You get me, locked in, baby. Are you having a laugh? This is why they can't. This is why. Oh, look at Lucia. Lucia say, Lucia, we're gonna come with our AI. My one's a girl. We're coming with my AI girlfriend, and then we'll be like with our AIs. Oh my God, guys, the world is changing. The world is changing, child. You know, because I spent 18 years in a cult, it's like I'm like coming out of this cognitive dissonant, you know, state. Hey, Miss Kiko, I'm coming out of this cognitive dissonant state, and I'm like, whoa, we're living in like a different world, man. It's gonna be like Futurama soon. I wonder if it will be like Futurama, or if we'll be in a simulation, like, you know, like how it was with the Matrix, where you like go in a thing and then you're like in another world. Will it be like that? Do you know what I mean? Because there's like many generations. I don't think we're getting to the point where we need to like be building all of these things. Do you know what I mean? If like that, you know, like time's non-existent, and this is a shell that we're in for the 3D. But remember, even when we dream, we go into like different realms and spheres. So if there was a way that technology could tap into that, would we be able to access those other dimensions? Guys, this is where we're going. This is where we're going. This is the future. So you see these mogs and whatever, they're like just bag of crooks. You know, that just shows what I would, because the YouTube can see me twerking more than you lot. That just shows, yeah, like you see how I combine, like this is like an early 90s tune, yeah. And then it's like I mix the new with the old. That's why the young man them love me and the older man them love me. They recently started linking people's dream together with your tech. Can someone pin that, please? There's a lot of advancements that are getting made, guys, in neuroscience. There's a lot of advancements that are getting made. There's a lot of things that were conspiracy or science can't answer the questions. Can't answer the questions. It's getting to a point now where we are in an age where technology has developed so much, and I'm here for it. I'm excited. Because once that happens, it's going to be obvious that these people, do you know what's going to happen? They're going to get kept in an old world, an old society. Because remember, these cults, they have their own laws, they have their own structures. Remember, you're completely isolated from the outside world. You don't even know what's going on the outside. Do you understand? It's like being locked up. They won't let me out now. So it's like you have to reintegrate back into society. I didn't know who Offset was. I didn't know who Migos was. I knew who Cardi was because I had an ex-husband who was, I recruited him in. So he still used to listen to worldly music. So all I heard was like what he would listen to now and then. But when I was in the car and stuff, we had to have like gospel and stuff. So there's men like that as well. Who I don't want to say that my ex-husband wasn't into God, because there's bare man in there. They don't care about their kids. Do you know what I mean? And they're going to that place every Sunday. Like my ex-husband does do a lot. But it looked like he didn't have a good, like a proper relationship with God, because remember, everything in there is about structure, coming to the meetings. That's when they say, yeah, you're serving God. Do you get what I'm saying? It's wild, chair. It's so wild. What was that? Just from power, adoration, and control? Oh, the God complex. So the cult leader is infallible. He's the infallible truth. And you know what? Thanks, Kin. Thanks, Kin. So with the cult leader, with my cult leader, he has a plethora of books. He has like the Macarius. It's like 66 of his books. He goes in chair. So that word is seen as infallible. It's seen like the Bible. Towards my last like 2 years of being in the cult, I weren't reading the Bible. I was just reading the cult leaders' books, because they would say things like, "Oh, it's just like the Bible's. It's got loads of scriptures," and all the young people would be like, they just read like Bishop's books because it's got all the Bible scriptures and whatever. Oh, I'm getting hay fever. Oh my gosh, I might have to take something. All right, and then there's spiritual bypassing. using religious language. I want to say using religious loaded language. I think I want to add here. Using religious loaded language and or cult jargon. The cult jargon is like in Paris, they have flow. And then there's other things that they say, but I've forgotten. Like in my cult, it's a message. Forgive, mercy. They might have new ones now, but like someone from the outside is going to be like, are you all right, babe? You know, if you go and do that like outside, so they have like their little, like when you see them, it's like they speak in another language. Hey, Charlie, because some of them speak in broken dialect as well, like broken tree mixed with like the cult jargon. It's fascinating. Like I would have loved to have gone back in and like, you know, like observe them. You know, like for research, I would have loved to have done that. Like, you know, like at like lab rats, like go and observe them and do like, you know, random sampling and, you know, just observed all of the different dynamics of it because it's so interesting. I mean, I don't even need to do that, to be fair, because I was there for 18 years. Really. That's the beauty of it. There's many a case study in my mind. Do you know what's crazy? When I was doing my social work masters, I asked this couple if I could observe their child because I was like, oh, I'm in the church. I don't need to go to a nursery. And they were all moving so funny. And I was thinking, why are they moving like that? I think I had to observe the child for like 2 hours. And it was such a biased thing as well. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these social workers, they've got like a biased lens. They would never know how to safeguard or protect a child. And it's sad. They've just done it for the money. There's a lot of pastors that are social workers. A lot of these type of men that are in these roles. Like I've told you, Reverend Steve Ajapong, I think he's Archbishop or whatever now. He literally is a social worker. I did that too, had to observe them once a week. Oh, wow. Did you have to do that? Yeah, baby observation. Yeah. The child was about 1 or something, just started walking. And I love the couple. They seemed really happy and the kids seemed really happy. So I wanted to do it. But if I was observing that child now, oh my gosh, I would have got a very high first class, extremely high first class. Because I mean, I would have gone into so much share. And what I also would have wanted to do was see him a little bit more interactions with the children. But it's all right. I've advanced in my practice now. Do you know what I mean? So really what it's about, like being a good practitioner, social worker, whatever, when you're in the helping profession, the key is to have self-awareness, to reflect. You need to become an in-action reflector. There was another one that I was going to say, empathy as well, reflection. There was another one, but it's gone. Self-awareness. Oh yeah, and self-care. Self-care is so important because a lot of the time, you know, like when you're in the helping profession, you don't have like time for self-care. And that's the reason why a lot of them get burnt out in there. Do you know what I mean? Like they get burnt out because there's no breaks. They don't want you to go on holiday. They don't want you to have, do you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want you to have any free time. They don't want you to, it took me years to learn that. Oh, I just remembered I bought some crisp. Because you know crisp is teeth now. It's like a luxury. Hey, Hans. You know, like when you say, oh, I bought some crisp. I bought some luxury, you know, hand-cooked potato crisps. You know what I'm saying? Understanding cults and scams said, the more of us telling our stories helps people escape cults. So keep on going. Oh, okay. Are you following me? I'll follow you back. How do I follow you? Yeah, because silence is compliance. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I'm gonna have to follow you after, love. What was I saying? Yeah, silence is compliance. That's why they've been able to get away with it. Yeah, self-reflection is so important. Self-reflection and self-awareness. Hey, Hans. Luciara, you've got a vast, like eclectic mix like me, innit? So the spiritual bypassing, guys, I'm telling you, yeah, they'll use like religious language to shut you down if you have an opinion, to excuse ABUSE. They do it a lot from the pulpit. That's how they do a lot of spiritual bypassing from the pulpit. They do a lot of that. And it's even worse because it's in front of loads of people and they'll be like, we are a family. Oh, babe, there's like 300 people in here. About 50 of them are the shepherds, are the people who are in the fold. Then the rest of them, you're just telling someone's business to random strangers that have just walked into the building. It's wild. Oh, your mum was a DJ. That makes sense. Oh, from within the womb. Oh, how cool. Oh my God. That's so cool, Luciana. That's so amazing. The vibration of music. So you have like a deep connection with music. Let me go back because I've sent them backwards to myself like an idiot. All right. Now let's look at control tactics used by narcissistic mogs. So first of all, there's different recognizable patterns which they've broken down into psychological, religious, social, and then there's another one which I'll talk about after. So psychological and emotional tactics that mogs use. Gaslighting, e.g. that's the enemy talking. Woo! ChatGPT. Oh God, I can't wait to go and have my little time with ChatGPT. I've got my little drink in the fridge. I've got my crisp share. I've got my double chocolate muffins. This is you know what I'm saying? Like, babes, I don't like, like, guys, even me, that's why, you see, even me just like being in my yard there, like, just being able to rest. I've got the upper hand because I'm not wearing myself out. I'm not exerting my body. I would have been unalived. If I stayed in there, I would have been unalived by now. I'm not even lying to you lot. Can someone remind me when it's 2? Because I need to come off to call the girl back. All right. So, you'll say something like, oh, pastor, I'm really not sure. I'm thinking maybe that prophet might be a cult leader. Oh, that's the enemy talking. You know what? My pastor turned around and said that he said something mad to me. He said the prophet is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a little hay fever. Oh, 1 minute, guys. I just have to sort out my thing. Just got RPF on my brain. Love bombing. Initial attention, inclusion, validation. So this is why I said, do you see why people with low self-esteem who have been bullied in school, who have felt like an outcast, who felt rejected? That's why when I say that you get rejects of society, people feel like I'm being, but it's the truth, because it's the truth. Like all of these people, like if you're from the hood, that's what it is. If you claim you were in gangs or claim you were from the roads, that's what it is. How do you think that people see us as rebels, lawless? Do you know? And that's the same type of brush that they try to paint people with when they leave these cults. Like we're almost like rebels, like we're like criminals. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we've created the greatest sin by leaving the cult. That's how they make it. Like we've done the biggest sin known to man because we've left the cult leader. Because that's how it feels to the narcissist. Remember, it's like a narcissistic injury. Like when we leave, it starts to, his insecurities start to surface, the insecurities of needing to be wanted and feel loved and be validated. So when someone leaves, it's like it opens the door to that, he's not feeling validated, he's not getting the supply. And also when they get exposed, they don't like that, because they like to live in their, like, their falsehood. They like to live in their the fanatical kingdoms that they've created. That's why outside of the cult, it doesn't mean anything. The certificates they get, the titles they get, the education, even if you take it into wider Christendom, it's seen as heresy. You know what? That's why I didn't get the title, but I'm even more peed off, because there are people who spent less time in there and they were pastors, but they can't do nothing with that knowledge. Like, that's why I have to do this now. I have to do, because 18 years is too long to just throw it down the drain. Do you know what I mean? I have the knowledge of the scriptures, a lot of the knowledge. I've got a lived experience of being in the cult. I'm going to speak my truth. Here I am, social justice activist. That's alchemy. You get me? I'm turning my pain into power on period, point blank. Cults play. We are from God card. It fooled me totally. Yeah. And that's why that role of the mouthpiece of God, like being called from God and all that, when they go into that mystical minute. So I would say any of these cults that are operating with a prophet, I would say run a million miles. And I'm going to do an updated bit of content after this a bit later, where I'm just going to do red flags. I think I've done one like this, but I'm going to have to really break down why having someone like that with that title is even more toxic. It will be harder for you to deconstruct as well, because you've had a really high level exposure to narcissism. So you might, that's why the size doesn't matter, because you could have been in a cult where it's like there was a lot of like personal prophecies. Guys, like up the live on TikTok, please. A lot of personal prophecies. Do you get what I'm saying? Where there was a lot of narcissism, gaslighting, you know, ABUSC. So it's like those type of man, them, they just breathe out VIOLENT. So you become desensitized to the ABUSC. What they want is the dysfunctional to look normal, and like, you know, like, and then they talk a lot about chaos and the need for order. So that's where you kind of miss that it's a high control group, because nowhere should have that much order, especially not a religious environment where it's supposed to be like where the spirit of God is, there is liberty. There's no liberty. You can't even choose where to sit. How can someone come in and you say they can't record? Are we in a hospital? Are we now? That's when you see that they're an institution, because now they're enforcing the laws and powers that be in this country to say you can't record like Paris. So do you see how they manipulate laws of the land? And that's why I'm glad they're cracking down on them, because that's what they've been doing, manipulating the laws of the land to be aggressive, to be ABUSC to people on the street in the name of preaching or whatever it is that they're doing up. They just don't like me because I'm smart, and I call them out for what it is. And when I say it, once you hear it, you can't unhear it, and people are beginning to see what I'm talking about. That's why they don't like it, because I was a great tool in the kingdom of God. Don't ever get it twisted. I helped to build a lot with that cult. And if Dad didn't know about me, because he doesn't know a lot about the people who are on the ground building his cult for him. That's the point of a narcissist. They believe that things should just come to them. They don't do any of the work. It's the people on the ground, the people like me, the people that you never hear or see, because all you see is the malignant narcissist. Everything's about the cult leader. It's only of recent they've started to put other people on there, because I've been exposing it. Before it was the Dag show. They can't erase the past. They can't erase it. And I will be pulling up a lot of receipts from the past year, because up until last year, there wasn't anyone. It was the same people singing, same people preaching, same people doing everything. So love bombing, devaluation and discard. So later rejection or shaming. So they do like the push and pull. Is that Queen Georgia? Georgia, I want to do some content on Shin Shonji, you know. The push and the pull. So they do a lot of that, and they love to discard you, because it's like, because when they discard you and they take like positions off you and promotions, it's because they want you to beg. But they also want you to like know that they own you. It's like a power thing. It's like a possession thing. Like I made you, I can destroy you. I gave it to you, I can take it away. So they see themselves as because they get so wrapped up in the title, because guys, they shouldn't be able to have all that power. It's too much control, dictatorship. It's tyrannical leadership, man. There's no one to like, you know, tell them otherwise. There's no one above the cult leader. And then all the people at the top, they're just as corrupt as him. Do you know what I mean? It's sad. All right, religious manipulation, twisting scriptures for obedience and submission. Then there's claiming special revelation or divine authority. So that's where a lot of the ABUSE comes in, especially with the essay and the grape. That comes in through that. Because men of God say they have this special revelation. They've got to give the woman, you know, like a spiritual bath, or which leads to other things, or they have to do stuff. You know, like TB Joshua was doing that up, and there's other cult leaders that have done that. Survivors have come forward. So that thing is very, very dangerous, because and also the reason why we have to like this whole prophet, apostle, it has to end, because it's not safe, because anyone can come and say that they got the call. That's the thing, like, and we just don't need it. We need to like face in 2025 that it's not needed. We all have the gift of like prophecy within us. Do you know what I mean? We can go within, you know, the Holy Spirit is there. There's no need for that. But you see, people, that's why, guys, you know, when there's words like elect and chosen and few, and because there's few there be that find the path. There's too many of them for them to claim that. Oh, but I suppose they just think it's their own little cults in their bubble that are going to make it, I suppose. And that's why, guys, when you're saying to them, I go to a current setting, they're not taking no for an answer, because they believe that they are elite. They believe that their prophet is given some divine wisdom and knowledge, and that, you know, not many people are going to make it into heaven, but they are following the right way. And that is the only way to heaven. Do you see that it doesn't become about Jesus Christ? Because if it was, they'd be happy for people to go to other churches. It becomes the only way to be born again, to make it to heaven, whatever, is to be in the cult. Do you see that there's a difference there, but it's very subtle? Why? Because they make like God's servant, it's like it's interchangeable with God now, because God can't come to here and do like a miracle. He doesn't work through angels and big magnificent, he works through men. But there's no factual evidence. He could be hearing from his ego self. He could be hearing, it could be from circumstances. Like we've seen David Antry on there, ABUSE and me from the pulpit, speaking about me, saying there's a girl on TikTok, useless girl, whatever, she can't even keep her marriage. These times David doesn't know if right now, I'm trying to remember, he doesn't know if I was in a DV relationship and I had to flee. He doesn't know what the situation is. He doesn't know if my ex-husband's committed adultery. He knows absolutely nothing, because I don't put my business out there. But there he is as a big grown man in his 50s with no hair, breaking down a woman. It's just like, and people can't see it. I don't understand how people can't see it. And then I'm going to finish with this one, guys. Using sin, covenant, or destiny to induce guilt or fear. I want to put in here as well that they use this for like possession as well. Like you've made a covenant with God. You're in a covenant relationship with God to serve the Lord, to come here. You're in you've reached the commitment level of commitment to God, to the house of God, to the work of God. It's always house of God, work of God. They just put God in it, but it's not God. They've put the name God in it, but God isn't in it. They've put the name God in it, but God is not in it. See, we can all do it. We can all do it, babe. We can all come up with these quirky taglines. It's not hard. They've put the name God in it, but there's no God in it. Do you get it? There's no God in it. There's no God in it, yeah. Just like when they've done that whole like message, there's no life in it. It's just been a narcissistic rant, and at the end of it, they want 100 people, 200 people to give an offering. So that whole thing has been based off the fact that they're going to coerce people to give money. You can't even trust where it's coming from, mate, because everything's about, it's for the lovers of money, lovers of self. Cults, oh, I've already said that. It's like lovers of self. And you can see it, but because they're cloaked with religion, it's like that veil has to come off. That veil comes off through deconstruction and deprogramming. So I'd say if you were here and you've recently left the cult, you can go and do the deconstruction process yourself. You can go and look online, find out. You can even ask your AI, I've just left a religious cult. What should my next steps be? What do I do? You know, we've got AI now. We're good, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't work anymore. The deception and the smoke and mirrors, the illusion. It's not working, because technology is like magic. Do you know what I mean? And it's stronger than whatever they've been doing up, because it had this power to like connect people like simultaneously, you know, like instantly, and we're all able to be on here. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, so this recording's going up. So whatever views I get is across 3 different social media outlets. I've got a big reach, and it goes on Facebook automatically as well. Technology is a powerful tool. Don't ever get it twisted, and it's always been a threat to them. All right, that's the truth, guys. The antithesis of that in cults is information control, and that's why knowledge, especially technology, especially the app TikTok, is a threat to them. So if you are attending the space where they're demonizing TikTok, that is a major red flag, because TikTok is revolutionary. It gives people free mind and free thought. I've learned more on TikTok like than anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's an absolutely amazing app that allows you to, you know, just get access to just like an array of information and really deep, knowledgeable content creators. Like, it's like being in a university. Like, you've got like PhD professors that are like, they did religion and philosophy, and now they've left religion completely and deconstructed, and they're coming on and they're sharing. You know, like this guy, he gave like some book recommendations, and there was a Greek one. I can't remember what it's called, but my sister would be able to tell me. Like some of the Greek parodies I want to get into reading, and do you know what I mean? Just like the things I never got to do. Like how do I know that, you know, it might be an interest of mine? Do you get what I'm saying? Like going into the classics. That might be something that I like. You know, the opportunity to, like, you know, you can even view art online. It's just an amazing time that we're in, and it's a shame that these people are going to get locked in the old way of doing things because they create their own system. So they're going to be demonizing it and saying it's EVIR. So people are not going to get. They're not gonna. They're not gonna. They're not. They're not gonna. They're not in the. They're not in this society with us. They're not in the new world, and they do a lot of things like thought blockers. You know, so that they can block people's thoughts when they're not there. They indoctrinate them in such a way where there's so much information control. If they see certain things, they'll say it's the DEVIL. The only reason why they stop and they come in with me is because, like, subconsciously they can't. Like the body, that's why it says the body keeps the score. That's why when someone analyzes their kids, yeah, do you know the reason why they do press conferences when a child goes missing is that they get like psychologists, criminologists, body behavior experts, you know, that study the body language, like linguistic experts, etc., to study them to see if there's any red flags there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So subconsciously, their body, they're wanting to come into my space. They want my energy. They want it because there's no need for them to come in there. They could just report it and keep it moving. When they come in, they comment. It's they're attracted to my energy. They can't help themselves because they're looking for something. They're searching for something, and they don't know what it is. But it's the subconscious. It's deep rooted in their psyche because they don't get any LOVE. They don't get any good energy. That's why I don't allow them to come on the live, because as I've been deconstructing more, what can happen is they can drain your energy as well, like even just through being on the live. I don't know how it works, but there's some sort of this energetic in it. So I don't allow them to get into my energetic field or space, because that is what will drain me. If I was sitting here from morning until night having these people on that are severely indoctrinated, it would just absolutely rinse me dry. That's why a lot of them look really like tired, haggard, washed up, very drained. It's because, oh, thanks, I am real. Thank you. Find a nice walk in forest makes my energy. Yeah. Being amongst nature, grounding yourself, putting your feet in earth. Sometimes, like, my garden's a mess. I need to do the weeds. I need help. I've got so many weeds in there, chair. And sometimes I just go and sit out there. Do you know what I mean? Just to be out in the outdoors. Sometimes I stick my head out of the window because sometimes you're so depressed. Sometimes I'm in such chronic pain. That's why I've got the fan here. You know, like just to feel like have. And do you know what? That's what Soft Life was talking about yesterday. She was saying that when we're in these settings, everything's manufactured, like manufactured light. Do you get what I'm saying? Like we're in a building, windows are closed, and especially in the cathedral, we didn't have much sunlight that would come in. We'd be in there for hours, like 12 hours longer, like just in there, like no daylight, no breeze, you don't get to ground yourself. And they don't want you to. They don't want you to be in touch with nature. They don't want you to be in touch with intuition. They don't want you to be present. They want you to be anywhere but present. They'd rather you be in your past and counseling you, aka indoctrinating you, doing up one-to-one, whatever, advice and counsel sessions, prophetic utterance, whatever they call it. Or they want you to be in the future, not even in the immediate future, visualizing a husband. They want you to be in heaven. Because remember, it's external. God's up there, we're down here. Guys, I was so indoctrinated that because I didn't listen in science, because I had a very profound relationship with God as a very small child. Yeah, it is. It is GROOMING. And I haven't shared this before, but I'm going to share it. So as a child, this was when I was in secondary school. I hadn't met DAG, hadn't been in no cult, nothing. I had the idea in my head. It might have been through Catholicism though, because you know Catholicism, they do like demonize science. But anyway, I just had in my mind from a young age, if I learned about science too much, that I wouldn't be able to believe in God, because in my head it was like science kind of cancelled out the thought. So I used to like make jokes in science. I don't even know what I got for science. Anyway, I didn't take it seriously. So I don't even know if I got a D in science. I can't remember. So all of this like quantum physics and everything that I've been getting into, it's really been pushing me, and I'm really getting into science now. I love it. But anyway, what was my point? Yeah, I was telling you that to say that I just had a very profound way of kind of like looking at God back then, but it kind of made me not really be into science and see science almost like as an enemy. So I used to think, and guys, I know this is going to sound really DUMB, but I've just got to be honest. I thought that we were like down here, but this is when I realized this is what the cult did to me. Yeah, I swear down. I thought we were down here and like the planets and heaven was like up there. I completely lost sight of the fact that we were part of the solar system, and with the rest of the planets, you know, like orbiting. Guys, because the way they indoctrinate you there, you lose all sense of like reality, and they make you really out of touch with the universe because they demonize it. So it seems like something that's really far away, really, when it's amongst us with it, it's all one. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so when they've got that mindset, there's a fear, like a fear of the unknown, because you're not at one. You don't have peace, like peace of mind. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's why when they start seeing orbs and aliens, they're like, oh, the end times, Jesus is coming. You know, it's they just go into like spiritual psychosis. Like there's no in between with them. It's like black or white. It's like night or day. It's like hyper religious or completely zoned out. There's like no in between. That's because of the RADICAL and the extremism. Cult conferences were mad. 3 days inside, praying in tongues. What are you saying? Did you have to live lots of money for the privileged in London? The ICC cult is doing their conference and I'm planning a protest. Oh yeah, let me know, because if you're doing up a protest, do you do a protest with Rachel Rain? Because if Rachel Rain's not going to be there, then I'll come along. I don't mind. Let me know. Everything is energy, so I hear you, girl. They call that witchcraft. Yeah, they call anything to make you get in touch with self. Anything that's within, anything that's in touch with self, they call it witchcraft. So if Jesus came, they would call him a witch, just like they did back then. A wizard, a blasphemy, and whatever. They would do exactly the same thing now, because he wouldn't be in accordance with what they're saying. He wouldn't endorse it. Christ wouldn't endorse it. Christ couldn't even come to Go Charis or First Love or any of these spaces and get the mic to preach. It's only one man is allowed. It's a self-sealing system. What are you telling me? Is talking to the people they try to recruit and warn them off. Oh, is it? Oh my gosh, this guy's, yeah, let me come. I'll come. Because you know what? If I could start on the ground with you, because they don't know, I'm RADICAL, chair. Don't ever get it twisted. And no one's coming to chat to me, babes. That's all I know. Because I'm not saying nothing on the internet. Why are you asking me that, I am real? I don't want to answer that question. I don't even like to give it energy. I was just asking because I didn't know if that was from her batch. But yeah, I'd like to come out and try it. So this guy goes to his old cult and then he talks to people that are going there. Do you see what I mean? That's so effective rather than what they're out on the street shouting. Thanks for the follow. They go out and they chat to people and tell them about cults and stuff. And that's really effective, because then when they go in, especially if I went to my cult, because I could tell them how the whole thing goes, the whole program, the whole rota. But I would have to like inform the police and everything like that, because they're sly. Do you know what I'm saying? So you've got to do all the right things before you do a protest, because my cult are very sly. So I would have already informed the police, like spoken to them, you know, like as a professional and everything. And also I would let the neighborhood know what I'm doing as well, so I have their support. You know, the posh neighbors living on the road. Don't play with me, babe. I'm not the one. I'm not the one, Bishop Richard IE. I'm not the one, because we all know about how the neighbors feel about your little cult on Carden Road, don't we? All right. And also the neighbours where RPF is situated as well. So don't play with me, babe. If I get the community on board, the neighbourhoods, and I'm a youth and community worker, I know how to rally everyone up and get everybody round. Do you know what I mean? To the councillors' open surgery and sign in a petition. I'm that kind of person. Like, this is my personality. I can do these kind of things with my eyes closed, chat. And now I've got Lucia. Lucia likes this kind of stuff as well. Hi, host. I think in the long run, it ruins children's minds in teaching them. Yeah. I think they should just have the autonomy, to be honest. I think they should just... Have you seen that little girl whose parents are Christians and she started saying she wanted to wear a hijab and that and be Muslim and stuff, and the parents are... I don't know whether they're embracing it for the views because they're getting paid, yeah. But I'm not going to lie. If it was me, I'd get paid, man. Why not? Hey, Salade. But I like that they're like embracing it and just letting their child be creative and free. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the little girl looks beautiful in the thing, man. I'm not going to say it because, you know, she looks so pretty. She went like, you know, the kids' ones are so cute. They got like little sparkles and flowers and stuff. And the mum's been like, you know, embellishing it and things like that. Chair. If I was in that thing, yeah, oh my gosh, my head wraps, you know, I do it like artwork. Because you know me, I always make I'd be like an artist. My raps would be like artistic. That's what I would do. Because you got to make the most of it, Chair. Do you know what I'm saying? No way you gonna dim my light, baby, because I'm not showing this hair, baby. Do you know what I'm saying? No, babes. I'll be making myself a name. So you see, like them scriptures, like a woman should remain like it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't resonate with me. It's not a bit of me. Like for me to say I believe in that and I believe that it's infallible would be to deny myself. And I'm not walking in my true authenticity. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not being true to myself. And that goes back to my morals. That overrides everything. That overrides love, a relationship. That's why I said to you, I had to leave the man I was in love with, not my ex-husband, but the guy I was seeing. I had to leave him for myself. I had to do that for myself because I love myself. Do you get what I'm saying? It's hey girl, it's morals, it's self-love over love and money. And he had money, he was doing everything for me, Chair. That ninja was doing everything. Everything. That's why I'm celibate, because I'm not settling for any less. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that ninja was doing everything right. And like everything. So and that's what I'm saying. Like I've been married, babe. I've been married for nearly 10 years. Them gal there can't even hold down a marriage for 2 years, let alone an engagement. All of these false prophets and like, you know, the ladies, especially the women, they're just in fiance hopping. They've got, do you know what I mean? They were engaged for 2 years now. Now, guys, are you understanding what's happening in this world? You've got like a false, like female, like a prophetess, yeah, who was okay. So prophetess Watermelon was engaged to Prophet Emmanuel. Now, Prophet Watermelon and Prophet Emmanuel have broken up. Prophet Emmanuel is now married to Prophet Eliza, and then Prophet Watermelon is now married to Prophet Jeremiah. So their exes are all in the kingdom, but they think they're this big, you know, there's so many of that. So why are you lot have all got each other's exes and whatever all inside? It's just crazy, Jay. I wasted 20 years in a cult and do what I can now to get people out if they want my help. Oh, that's nice. Self-care is important. He's saying that he finds those type of mugs repulsive. They absolutely are. They absolutely are. And because they're the greediest, they got, because you know they sell invisible blessings and do whatever. They're the ones that are gonna be impacted the most financially. They are the ones that are getting impacted the most because they're the ones that people already didn't have a lot of respect for. And then with the further things that have been coming out, people have lost even more respect for them, and their trust in these type of mogs has absolutely gone. All right, so they were money hungry for it. I hope that you deal with the backlash and the aftermath of your greed and corruption. I'm going to end it on that. I'll be back later, guys. I'm going to take a little break. I got to go and call that woman because I'm going on a podcast. So I'm going to go on a few podcasts. I've got a few things coming out later this year, so you lot will see it. I'm not talking about it because, you know, these people, there's a lot of evil eye, so I move in silence. All right, love you. I'll see you later. Let me say bye to TikTok first because, you know, they're always reporting me up. Bye Instagram. It's been really, really lovely being on. I've seen a few, you know, false Christians coming on my life, but it's all right. They want to try and come and listen to something. Hopefully something will get into their psyche, you know, deep rooted into their subconscious. Love you, Lucy. I love you, Salade. I'll see you guys later. Love you. All right, YouTube. Oh, why is it not ending? Ooh, Lord Jesus. All right, it's ended. All right, YouTube, thank you so much. I think we're growing a little community on here. Guys, who's on YouTube? Is there anyone? Because I can see I Am Real. I Am Real's new because he was saying I'm always playing good tracks in the background. So you must come on. And then understanding cults and scams. I mean, is Miss L Rose on? Anyone else? But there could be trolls on here. But people, I have seen people start to come in the chats more and whatever. So that's why I've been coming on YouTube a lot more, trying to build a community on here. So please make sure that you're subscribed, guys. and sharing the content, whatever you can do. I appreciate you. I'll be back on later. I don't know what time. I'm going to go and stuff my face now and speak to this podcaster and get it all arranged. All right. Mwah. Love you. The world is yours. The world is yours.